Support for this podcast comes from St. Alphonsus Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinics, with physicians, physical therapists, and trainers who treat sports and performance-related injuries, with locations across the valley. More information on services and locations at stalphonsus.org/stayactive.
From Boise State Public Radio, this is The Connector. It's Idaho's Daily News. Good morning. I'm George Prentice. We've got a good many stories to share with you on this day. Here we go. Brian Koberger, accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students, is set to enter a guilty plea deal at the Ada County Courthouse this morning. Julie Lucata reports.
Last November, a judge ruled Koberger could face the death penalty for the 2022 Moscow murders of Madison Mogen, Kaylee Gonsalves, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. ABC News says that by pleading guilty, Koberger would be sentenced to life in prison without parole and avoid execution. The news outlet also reports the defense approached the Ada County prosecutor's office last week seeking a deal. Families of the victims reported learning about the agreement over the weekend. Koberger was arrested in Pennsylvania a month and a half after the victims were found stabbed in off-campus housing. DNA found on a knife sheath linked him to the case. In September, the trial was moved from Latah to Ada County to address concerns over safety and media attention. The murder trial was set to begin in Boise in early August. In social media posts, the Gonsalves family said they were, quote, beyond furious, calling the deal rushed and saying the state had failed them. The prosecutor's office declined to comment. The plea agreement was first reported on Monday by the outlet News Nation. Julie Lucata, Boise State Public Radio News.
A federal audit has found that the Environmental Protection Agency did not distribute millions of dollars on time to clean water programs for tribes. As Caleb Radel reports, this comes as tens of thousands of tribal homes still lack indoor plumbing and clean drinking water.
The agency's own inspector general examined more than $300 million from the bipartisan infrastructure law that was supposed to go to tribal water programs over 2 years. In the 2022 fiscal year, more than half of the funds allocated had not been awarded on time. And in 2023, most of the remaining water project funds did not get distributed. The audit cited that the Indian Health Service estimates about 41,000 tribal homes lack indoor plumbing, and thousands lack access to safe drinking water.
So these funds are really tailored to addressing those problems. Funds for designing and constructing wastewater treatment facilities, improving drinking water systems, and addressing emerging contaminants.
That's Marcus Gullett with the Inspector General's office. The EPA acknowledged in a final report that it made mistakes in most cases and said it would work to fix them. It agreed to focus on improving the timeliness of providing funds to tribes. For the Mountain West News Bureau, I'm Caleb Radel.
AAA Idaho is predicting a record number of Americans to travel this coming 4th of July weekend. They're expecting about 410,000 Idahoans to travel 50 miles or more over the holiday. The busiest days on the roads are expected to be Wednesday, the 2nd, and Sunday, the 6th. As far as gas prices, the AAA says the average price for a gallon of unleaded in Idaho is about $3.43, about 23 cents higher than the national average. The highest prices for gas in Idaho are being recorded in Clark County over in eastern Idaho and in Shoshone County in north Idaho. At the Boise Airport, passenger counts are up.
And if you've traveled lately and you've noticed that the airport's busy, you are correct. In our 2025 year-to-date total passengers are up 9% over 2024. I think it's safe to say at this point we might be passing that 5 million mark in total passengers this year. It's been a very busy year.
This is Boise Airport Deputy Director Sean Briggs briefing the Airport Commission.
So we expect to see that trend continue as we head into summer. We notice our parking facilities are full, and our concourses are quite full as well.
The top 4th of July destinations from Idaho are Anaheim, Las Vegas, Yellowstone, Hawaii, Salt Lake City, and the Oregon coast. The 4th of July is this Friday, and if you're a pet owner, you might be preparing for an anxious dog or canary. But birds and mammals outside the house are also affected. Jamie Geary tells us more.
From squirrels to swallows, Idahoans are surrounded by an abundance of outdoor wildlife. That doesn't change during the 4th of July weekend. Jennifer Rockwell is the director of Ruth Melikar Bird Center. It cares for up to 3,000 wild birds a year. She says the 4th of July happens in the middle of nesting season.
You want people to be cautious of any habitat areas where they should not be setting off fireworks. But the loud bangs and the bright flashing lights of the fireworks can cause detriment to any wild bird.
To avoid disorienting the birds and disrupting nesting, Rockwell recommends using ground-based fireworks. Airborne fireworks are banned in Idaho. County commissioners recently banned the use of any fireworks in a 900-acre unincorporated stretch of land outside Ada County, citing severe wildfire risk. Rockwell also says it's important to clean up firework debris. Fragments of firecrackers and other combustibles can be picked up by birds mistaking them for food.
They can easily swallow a little firecracker, and then, swallowing that, there's toxicity that is also, going inside the bird's body.
There are currently 200 avians in the Bird Center's care. Jamie Geary, Boise State Public Radio News.
And that is today's episode of The Connector. I'm George Prentice. To stay in touch with the news, check out BoiseStatePublicRadio.org or download the free Boise State Public Radio app. And thanks for listening.
These days, there's so much news, it can be hard to keep up with what it all means for you, your family, and your community. The Consider This podcast from NPR features our award-winning journalism. 6 days a week, we bring you a deep dive on a news story and provide the context and analysis that helps you make sense of the news. We get behind the headlines. We get to the truth. Listen to the Consider This podcast from NPR.